All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Skip Beat, episode 6. Kyoko, you got a fractured ankle. Yeah, that's no good.
You lifted up your princess upon your back, and you were her shining knight, or knight in shining armor. And no, she didn't deserve that. And it's not because that she's necessarily like just a horrible person, but maybe nobody deserves that kind of obsession and worship, because they're just people. And all that they really deserve is your professionalism and your ability to do these things, with that little bit of, courteous veneer.
Yeah.
That shows that you can act. But
because show business.
Yeah, because that's the business, honey. Exactly.
Yep. So get good.
So time to get good. But damn, okay. President's concocted quite the scheme here that all this is going to be not just a good lesson for Kyoko, but also for Ruriko, who's a real piece of work.
She is definitely something.
Yeah.
But she might be getting her comeuppance pretty soon because, oh yeah, she arrived here by herself. She didn't leave anybody behind lying on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, that brand image is about to get a little bit of a puncture, a little bit of a crack in the stained glass window here.
Deflated balloon.
Y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh.
Well, your kindness... Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Right. You don't.
I just felt
a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to be giving you a good grade this time.
All right.
Now that I think about it, that also might be why, how Ren is sabotaging her. He's like, oh, you need to get her approval. Cool. This will definitely piss her off. All right.
Yep. Invitation to the ball. Oh.
Okay.
The guy in the opening, yeah. Really? Oh my gosh.
Oh, you won't be able to work like this.
She completely forgot that there was nobody that came over here. Wait, what is this music?
Finally here.
Of course she was told that. That's why he's for this too? Yeah, she recognizes the aura.
Oh my god.
Wild.
Crushing her specifically? And then she turns on the smile.
Yeah. Amazing.
Fantastic.
Wild. Wild. Yep, they don't care about her at all. Yeah. I love this. I love this.
Fantastic.
He's mouthing something. What? The misinterpretation is amazing. Oh my god. Oh yeah, keep ranting here. Ah!
You might get out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, director. Yeah. Oh.
He's not backing you up. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's looking at you like
you're the problem.
Yep.
Even though she's the peon.
And she runs off again. What a bitch. What
if she ended
what a
up
child. Yeah. God, the imagination she has and the way the anime like
it's
leans
so
into that
good.
is so engaging. Wow.
Fantastic. And a super demanding director.
Nah, he's just, you know. Follow instruction. That's the director's job, yeah. She like adjusted to the posture naturally.
Yeah.
Have her show her how to do it.
Right.
With a bum leg too.
Or she ends up being like a double for the scene if they don't show her face or something.
Yes, and she even suggests it. Oh, perfect.
Wow. Wait.
Oh.
I accept.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Fight.
And with an injured leg.
Oh my god, the drama is spicing up. This is so good. Nope, because it's all part of the plan. Yep. Number 1, number 2.
Yep. Oh!
Oh, right. Right. That's our main goal. Haha! Wow.
Okay.
I love this. I love this. Amazing.
Yeah, they're doing her up and everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And just like that, she's fluttering out into, like, oh, yes, come on, pa. What?
You're going to do my makeup? She's never had someone do that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Nice. He's good to try and like spin this around from the side. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay, calm down. Like,
Yeah.
Yes!
Critical damage, destruction 100.
He's like, I love this. He's like, I'm gonna bring out the best acting from
Yep,
this
yep.
I could possibly get. Quiet on set. Oh, elegant.
Perfect bow. Yeah.
Yeah. Wild. Oh! Oh no! Now she's starting to admire her, like, wow, you just clued in!
Is there a scene that she won't be able to do with the
She
injury?
needs to run or something, yeah. 15 minutes! Oh no! It'll put the ankles out as she's resting on them. No! This is a pretty high guts check, though. I don't know if you're ready for this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, fantastic.
That's so funny. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that is true.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's...
Yeah, nothing to do here. And she's losing at the love me thing as well.
But if she wins this, she doesn't need the love me thing.
Oh my gosh. And she's kneeling currently.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous move to ask that question.
It's not that I want to work with her. I just don't want to work with you.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just made it
Right.
like...
He just said it's not about you. Yeah.
Yeah, you've exacerbated this injury, like... Wow. Wow. Yeah, then we need a better word for it. Yeah, that's some rookie shit.
Excuses, excuses. Yep.
Damn, this is a good lesson for her.
ラブミーブとしての使命を果たしてみせるから。どういう意味？
Uh
や
huh.
だ、忘れたの？日陰を作ってあげることだったでしょ。だから
Wow.
日の当たらないところを歩かせて。
Oh my god.
I love it so
I am the
much.
monster that you created.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that she actually said it too.
This wasn't some id imagination.
No,
thing.
no.
This was.
I'll send you
Oh
someplace the
my God.
sun don't shine.
I love this show.
That episode was incredible. I also like this from the standpoint of what the Love Me section is supposed to be, where it's like, hey, we're going to, because we know that you're trying to break in, we're going to put you in situations where you could theoretically have opportunities to prove yourself. And especially for those situations where if you have those divas that are like,
Yeah.
you know,
what's going to happen, right? Is that she's going to give her like minus 10 points or what have you. And then all the people in production are going to be like, 10 points, 10 points, 10 points,
sure.
10 points.
Or just, all right, it doesn't matter now. You booked an acting gig and performed well. You're in show business. You don't
Sure.
need the Love Me section anymore, you know?
Or to build the legend of this amateur that performed, all of a sudden when demanded here.
Right.
And
with an injury
with
and everything.
an injury and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
And
Directors...
people will be like, did you know that when Aragorn kicked that, he actually...
Yeah. Right.
He actually broke his foot there.
Will you let us do your makeup? Ooh, do it again.
Do it again.
Will you let us do your makeup? Ooh.
Mufasa. Yeah. I love so much the way that we played with Kyoko's emotions this episode. Took her through the roller coaster.
Yep.
Had her come out all the way at the end of the episode with the part almost being handed to her.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've actually heard of stories like this in Hollywood where there'll be someone who's on the production staff and they'll be like, hey, that guy, he kind of looks, hey, could you read this stuff for me?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they just read it and they're like, yo, put this guy in front of a camera. I think that actually happened to Harrison Ford, actually. Like
Really?
almost this exact
wow.
thing. Like not the exact thing, but the equivalent of being some assistant, being somebody
Yeah.
like on the sideline being like, hold on.
So-
like, let's just do this here and
I heard how
gives
that
them a gig.
I heard how that happened. That happened a lot with like a lot of voice acting stuff back when voice acting wasn't taken as seriously in the U.S. Because it's like, oh, it's just whatever, right? And then that's how a lot of people would get into it because they'd just be there and do well enough, right? That then it's like, all right, you were able to do this, good job. Now you have
Right,
your foot
right.
in the door, and then you can keep getting work.
Yeah.
But
yeah, a lot of it is just being available in the area there and then being willing to then go and just do work on the fly
Right.
without any prep or what have you.
And yeah, if you are a pleasure to work with, then people will absolutely be more willing to give you chances, right? It's almost like I could see this being something where the president is not like, oh yeah, there's the points thing, to whatever, sure. But what this is more important for is for her to build connections within the industry and stuff, so that way I'm not using my, president of the agency dictatorial power, you will do this or whatever, you'll get this opportunity. People will just end up, sure.
The people that like you will end up wanting to work with you. And he's
you'll
just,
get those chances.
And so he's just like, I have no idea how this is going to go. But I know that if she's remotely likable, there will be somebody somewhere that's like,
Right.
yeah, I want her for like this specific thing that I want to do later.
Yep.
And he's putting her into these positions so that he can get something out of it as well, which is right now, Ruriko is a problem.
Yep.
Not just in terms of her personality, but in that when they want to do actual productions, they're losing money.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every day that you have people show up and you don't do the allotted amount of, recording or specific scenes being completed, that's money that you're then spending later to then finish those scenes or do those scenes or edit those scenes more because you had to do so many like reshoots and stuff.
There was a question on Hot Ones when Matt Damon was on it that really stood out to me, where basically the question about production and how much of it is pre-production versus whatever was kind of brought up, and he was like, well, you try and get as much done in pre-production as possible, because once production starts, that's when you're basically just setting money on fire,
right? Because
so many people are working and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And yeah, if you had someone that's like, nope, my custom made parasol isn't ready, I'm not going to work with you. Oh, also, this something is going the way I don't like it. I'm gonna delay production another day. Yeah, no, that shit's not going to survive. Like,
right. Like I was we'll get to the actual subject matter of the episode in a second here. But I was rewatching a show recently that I was like, oh, I really love this show. It's Lost, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And Lost was a Hawaii shoot, like almost all the time. So you were dealing with Hawaii weather, Hawaii just overall environments and stuff. So a lot of the people that were there actually did not like doing the shoots a lot of the times. It was pretty tough.
Sure.
I mean, you're obviously meant to be survivors on an island. Well, one of the people that it was apparently really hard to work with, they killed off the character.
Really?
Because he was so difficult to work with.
Wow.
And it wasn't something of like, oh, it's unfortunate that like, we kind of had to like write him out of the show for like other projects or what have you. I ended up looking into it because I was always like, I wonder why. I'm not saying who the character is because I don't want, if you haven't seen this show from 2004 or what have you, don't want to spoil it. Yeah. It's an iconic show. But it's a specific character that most people really loved, actually, because I've done this story in season 2, if you know who I'm talking about now.
Oh.
Yeah, him. He was killed off because he was so horrible to work with. And that's mostly what the thing was there. Yeah. So, fun stuff there. But yes, you, Kyoko, can still be vengeful and spiteful and filled with all this rage and frustration and all these people who just aren't deserving of your love, yes, and still be actually liked by people because luckily enough, there's someone in this setup right here who's worse than you in the ways in which people perceive them. Because she was the one that had the burden of being the way this was all originally set up, which I just love as well that the director and Ren and everybody else is in on the president's scheme with this. So they're like, yeah, no, her agent's not coming. Like specifically, we're leaving her here. And look, it's working. She's working in the sun. Right. She's actually doing it.
All the things that she wouldn't do and that would cost us money and things like that. Like,
because she hates Kyoko so much. She's actually like willing to do this stuff. Which I have to say something here. You're gonna put makeup on. Makeup can do a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you that obsessed about a little UV rays then? Because, like, can't you just make up that? Maybe it's just noticeable after a certain point.
Well, okay, specifically because she's an idol, I feel like I give her a bit of a pass on that because I feel like the idol industry is all kinds of, extreme, to put it positively.
But you never do anything just impromptu live. You always have makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
You always have that stuff available.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it's again, like you're saying, it's the idol obsessive thing where it's actually that the fans would notice that there's something slightly different.
Right. That she's caked up with makeup as opposed to just, a little bit of makeup to basically accentuate what's already there kind of a thing.
It's actually kind of sad because in a lot of ways, because this show is set in the early 2000s, they're not talking about the part where, forget makeup. Right now, we've got this lovely thing called editing where you can just take the photo of whoever and just slightly cut the cheek line, slightly like adjust the neck line, and slightly like color in certain things there. And it's done so well that most, if not everybody, would never notice the difference, despite there being like live footage out there that would contradict it.
I remember it being like by now it's probably like an old like 10-year-old story or something like that, where Jennifer Lawrence basically like saw a picture of herself on like a magazine.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, that's not me. And then she, it's like, nope, don't. I am revoking my permission to use that picture or whatever. Like that's like you got to use the actual picture, not whatever you come up with or things like that. But I love how this is going. This feels like a great way to give us, the audience, a promise of progress with regards to Kyoko's journey into show business, while at the same time feeling like a very natural segue, as opposed to like, say, earlier when it's like, all right, I need to just hound this one dude until he raises the white flag, right? Because, let's get to the point where we can get on board with the premise, right? Let's just get past that bit, right? And I love it.
Yeah.
I fully buy into this. I fully believe it. Regardless of how things go with the points, I think this is going to go great for you. The fact that you're actually pushing through the pain and the injury and all that stuff, I think that will impress a lot of people, but also at the same time, you
should go to the hospital.
you'll need to go to the hospital.
Really quickly,
real quick. So great, but also, hey, Ren continues to get impressed, and yeah, he is actually trying to look out for you now.
Yeah, you've won his favor enough here that despite the scheming and despite the way that he tried to also give Ruriko a little bit of an out here by being like, hey, just so you know, like, regardless of your opinions on this, you're the instrument of this. We could have just had this all work out, but you suggested it. And the director's taking it seriously because you suggested this.
So you gotta show up.
You need to show up with your acting.
Yeah.
And just act your heart out for when it's your time, because clearly he's not like abandoning you. He's just gonna do each scene twice and see, like, at the very least, maybe with a little test, if there's any points where he's like, not my tempo, drummer number 3, sit on the
Right.
Nope. Off.
Not quite.
Not quite my tempo. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of that. And in this showbiz that you say to be such a professional for, like, you need to be able to look at things objectively, which you haven't been doing thus far, and be like, hey, who's the problem here? Is it me? Am I the drama? It can't be me, no.
There was a thing that I heard where it's like, sometimes, I think it was like police telling the story of like when they pull people over for like speeding.
Sure.
And how long it will take people sometimes to realize that, yes, I'm trying to pull you over, not like someone else, because clearly the flashing lights in my rearview mirror, it must be for someone else, right?
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I mean, in a lot of ways, like, yeah, that can be a little bit disorienting to suddenly see the flashing lights and stuff and be like, oh, okay, I'll move out of the way.
Right.
But then they're like still behind you, like, God, I'm trying to move out of the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you get to the person that you're trying to pull up. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on.
Or it's not because I'm not speeding, it's because my taillights are out.
Right, exactly. And so taking that and then multiplying it by showbiz ego.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And like even the whole idea of Ren being here, like he has such a lack of patience for people wasting his time, and yet I fully believe that this was something where, because he was fully brought into the fold of what this is about, President's like, hey, you are one of our golden gooses here, basically. We have another high earner that really is a problem, and so because you are very integrated into this agency, I need your help writing this ship, okay? You're probably not going to like this.
This is an official job.
This is an official job. You're getting paid and all that stuff, but there's a particular reason why I both need it to be you, and also why this is, maybe not going to be that fun.
And what's cool about this is that was probably the initial goal before we even had Kyoko involved.
Right, exactly.
Because obviously this is not some new production or whatever.
Right, and so it's the, oh, great. Oh, wait.
We can combine her into the mixing
We could use her
pot
here. Yeah.
And like
add her in.
Yeah. And there's a lot we could do with this.
Yeah.
But I loved the scene also of just, you don't need to say anything, Kyoko. Everyone is already on your side just by the way that she opened her mouth and revealed who she was.
Yeah.
I do think that there's something to be said for the way that this show is definitely handling you're not meant to just be a carpet that people walk on. But there is a time to speak and there's a time to shut up and if your enemy is basically
in the middle of a blunder, don't
interrupt them.
Yeah, don't interrupt them. Let them spin out.
Yeah, and I think that in a lot of ways it's very hard to do that. Sure. There is something, I think, in human beings where it's either pride or just the desire to have some measure of dignity, that when someone is slandering you and making themselves out to a fool, to be a fool, you think that it's important for you to match their energy.
Sure.
But in a lot of ways, you're attacking a straw man. You're attacking a thing that's not real.
Right.
They're going after and slandering you because of all this stuff here. And while there's obviously going to be some times where maybe you actually are doing some things really wrong, and it's maybe just the way that they're doing it is bad. But in a lot of ways, not like just ignoring it, but doing really what Ren did in the episode prior by just being like, oh, excuse me. Could you pick all that up?
Yeah.
Like, you made a
Clean
mess.
up your mess.
Yeah. And walking away. There's
Right.
something really powerful in that when you don't give power to the people that are basically just slinging shit. Like there's nothing really to be gained from trying to make those people like you.
Right. And this is also an educational lesson with regards to the way that you'll want to get revenge on Sho. Right?
Sure.
Because, you know, like in the same way that when Sho was, you know, thinking, Ren will just be like, oh, yes, of course, you're the most gorgeous person in Japan. And I give you my spot. And I, you know, right. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Your fantasy of revenge is not going to happen.
No.
Can you get revenge on him? Well,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
It seems like you just might, right?
could, yeah.
But it might not look the way that you think. And so getting used to dealing with assholes, right? You know, good practice.
Yeah, it's good exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also love that we've now like referenced this like at least like 3 or 4 times. But the relationship between Kyoko and her mother from way back when, in that the obsession she had with making sure that her daughter wore and walked in the kimono a certain way, being like, you have to walk upright, you have to present yourself as perfect, basically, is reinforcing the characterization that brought her to her situation right now, which is you have to present yourself to Sho as the perfect person that does not need anything and just gives because you're perfect and everything. And I resonate with that type of toxicity being attacked and torn down in the ways in which people believe in certain ways that they're being a good person by doing this stuff, but what you're actually just kind of doing is you're masquerading as something inhuman, something unsustainable, obviously, but also just something that, I don't know, just something that violates what it is to be human. Like, to be human is to
have flaws.
Well, not to sure. I was going to bring up in the context of like vulnerabilities, areas that you can't just fill in or solve or what have you. You're going to have gaps, basically. And relationship and connection is where those things are primarily solved. You can't do everything alone. Like, you literally just can't. So even though you won't necessarily have this romantic, amazing connection with that person, it's going to be through that connection in some way. So I'm just excited for them to pull on that string of her past until she actually gets, in a lot of ways, some rehabilitation from her childhood.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might have just missed it. Was it? I thought it was that her mom just left when she was very young, and then she kind of latched on to Sho.
Well, see, but that's the thing.
And so then it's like, I'm going to do all these things in order to try and make Sho like me, and then also Sho's parents and things like that.
Yeah, it could be that.
Okay.
But I was getting the vibe more that, no, she was like that. She had her mother being this way, then her mother left. And so it compounds the thing because she wasn't good enough for her mother to stick around.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
no, I believe
that's what they're implying.
Even if the details of how it got to there are different, right? The end result's still the same.
Yeah. It's the same theme, but whether or not it was the Sho's mother that taught her the kimono stuff or her mother, the end result's still the same with regards to the pain of her mother walking away and leaving.
Right.
Is that she internalized it as, she left because I wasn't enough.
Right, because I wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And then Sho is, she realizes, even if it doesn't fully click consciously, that Sho's just as shallow as, as her mother was, or, that it's the, I must perform in order to make him like me.
Right. But in a fun way, I don't think she's come to that realization yet with her mother. I think it's a thing where Sho is easy because he betrayed her and he spoke to her directly.
Right.
But with the mother, it's more of a lingering injury where it's the, I don't like thinking about that, but I know that the pain from there is still having ripple effects today. And the show is just a little bit more of an obvious example, but we don't see her thinking about the revenge she wants to take on her mother for leaving her. Which, because obviously it's more complicated, but two, she's lived with it for so long.
Right, it's just foundational at this point.
It's internalized,
Yeah.
Oh
but
boy.
Great episode. I am so excited to see
stuff.
how this arc gets resolved and how it then, goes into whatever's after. Good job, Kyoko. You're doing great.
Yeah.
But, get to a hospital as soon as you can.
Definitely. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.